So this is just my neutral tint. And this is a very good way to plan a composition. So I wanted to alter the photograph, the composition of the photograph. And so here I'm working on Canson paper with a synthetic, my new Escoda brush, turning my brush around quite a bit and using a little sideways action to get the leaves. So I'm not constructing the leaves with the tip of my brush. There's a little landform. It's just going in there. And then I'm going to sit back and I'm going to look at my positive and negative shapes and spaces. So this is the big takeaway for tonight's lesson is negative and positive shapes. So now I'm going to do this in color. And so that's my triad is Winsor lemon, cobalt blue, and alizarin. And then I also introduced Viridian to get a brighter green. So I lay down the base of the palm fronds with the bright chartreusey green. And then one palm frond leads to the next palm tree. And so I use a sideways action, and then I use the tip for detail and for getting the spiky bits. So here I'm using the alizarin and the yellow to get a warm color, then back to the blue for the neutral. And here I can use the green for this juvenile palm tree and use that color to set off the trunk of the palm. So this is where we have alternation, where the palm trunk is dark against the sky and then it's light in front of this small palm. And I'm using the shadow color on the ground to set off the base of the palm trees. Now, usually I do a sky first when I do a landscape, but in this case, I ignore the sky, and you'll see why in a little bit. So I changed the shape of the palm tree on the left, the taller palm tree, because I didn't like it mirroring the other palm. So now I'm mixing a little of the alizarin, and I introduced some ultramarine blue to get some darks in my palms. So here again, by putting this little palm behind the bigger, taller one, I can create, I can make that palm trunk pop with the dark behind it. And here a little negative painting to show the spine of that frond going up. So I really liked using a little sideways action with this brush for the palm leaves. You want to cover some territory with that, and then you can always add the spiky bits later. And I paid attention to which palms were catching the light, so I could put a little dark palm behind it. And here, this palm has dried, so I'm going in with darks to set off the light part. And there, now that trunk is really popping. So I was really turning my brush many different ways. Now I use pure cobalt for the water. Okay, now here comes the sky. And because this painting is broken up into jigsaw puzzle pieces, I don't have to worry about getting the sky in all at once. I can control it better because I'm just painting in these little bits. I'm leaving a rim of light to suggest the highlights on the palm fronds, and it really gives it a nice sparkle. And unlike the photograph, I'm suggesting some cumulus clouds on the horizon. There we go.
So are you just using cobalt for the sky or a mix?
Yes, that was straight cobalt.
Mhm.
And it, I really, it's nice to use some pure pigment in tropical scenes. So yeah, and even though the sky looks a little uneven, it's fine, not a problem. So here I'm going in with a ultramarine mixed with just a little alizarin and maybe a little of the viridian, just to get some dark accents. And these little dark accents can really make a painting. So yeah, I just kind of suggested the spines and the fronds there just
Mhm.
by laying my brush down. So I have a range of hue in the palms, so they're not just green.
Mhm.
There's some warmth to it.